Hello from Texas/New Mexico. My name is Andrea Pacheco. I found an informed consent form from Austin Professional Counseling. They started off by stating the nature of therapy, how the therapy works, multicultural awareness, confidentiality, appointments, fees, payments, group therapy, scheduling, specialists and referrals, anything miscellaneous, and then emergencies. So the ACA recommendations say that the counselor must provide the client with explanations of the purpose of counseling, the goals, techniques, procedures, the counselor's qualifications, and confidentiality of the counseling sessions, but also the limitations to the confidentiality. They must address any fees, the billing, any continuation of services, and they must do this in a developmentally and culturally appropriate manner for each individual client, meaning that the client must understand what they are agreeing to and signing. They must have a written form, and they must verbally explain everything to the client. So, the Austin Professional Counseling Informed Consent Form has the nature of therapy, as I mentioned, meaning that they explain, the purpose. They explain finding a good match, a good counselor to match the client, getting to know each other, building that relationship, having that trust in the therapy sessions. They explain how therapy works, the purpose, the goals, how they will get there, anything that makes them uncomfortable during the counseling sessions is for great use. They make sure to mention that they are happy to explain any approach or methods at any time to the client, which is really awesome for them to continue to tell the client that they are allowed to ask questions, ask repeated questions if necessary. Their multicultural awareness statement just states, they are an open, safe, multicultural, aware space. They are non-discriminate. They do not discriminate, and they also state the confidentiality. So they state that the Texas state law mandates these exceptions. So they list a few of them. So some of them include they suspect a child is being abused, if the client is a minor, if the client is elderly, if the client is a disabled person, or a victim of abuse, or if they know of someone who is a victim of abuse. If they suspect that you are in danger to yourself or someone else, and if they file a lawsuit against one of the counselors there at the Austin Professional Counseling Center. They also list appointments, fees, and payments, and then other things like avoiding the client in a public setting for their privacy. In case they don't want anyone to know that they receive counseling, it's perfectly fine. Now, the New Mexico Code of Ethics and informed consent say that they must list everything that was mentioned before, but also the actual date and substance of each billed service, meaning must have the date that they're being billed and how much they are being billed. You must inform the client of any test results, any formal consultation with any other provider. They must inform the client that they are disposing of any written electronic data or anything recorded during the counseling sessions that is not for professional use, which the Austin Professional Counseling Informed Consent Form actually did list that. They would get rid of anything that was not being purposely used for the professional counseling session. So I thought that was pretty awesome that both Texas and New Mexico have that in common. And the records must be maintained for more than 6 years after the counseling sessions. Appropriate referrals, non-discriminating, any supervision that the counselor is receiving. They must inform them of abandonment or neglectment, and they must not counsel an individual that's already being counseled by somebody else. So I think that the New Mexico Code of Ethics goes into more detail about what they expect their counselors to do, what they expect the informed consent forms to have, what they expect the counselors to revise and mention in detail with their clients. Nonetheless, I thought the Austin Professional Counseling Informed Consent Form was really good, very clearly stated for the client to understand, and pretty much hit the major points that they were supposed to.